Strap in and get ready for takeoff, because we have even more ideas for Fortnite Season 7 that will blow your mind. Season 6 is ending in early June, and we're as excited as ever to begin a new season. With the dawn of any new age comes new questions. Can the Foundation escape the 0 point? Will a new faction take over the island? Why are only 24.5% of our viewers subscribed? And will someone please tell us what the heck is going on with Geno and the sisters? We have a few ideas for that one, so make sure you stick around until the end of the video. But before we hitchhike into the galaxy, how about giving us a thumbs up? You can also hit that red subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. This is NewScapeGames, your source for Fortnite news, leaks, ideas, and theories. Time for us to blast off. The Foundation will be freed. Oh, Season 6. We hardly knew ya. While it received mixed feedback from fans, we've still enjoyed our time during the primal season. The highlight of the season was at the beginning with Agent Jones and the Foundation teaming up to contain the 0 point. Now, with the season coming to a close, we expect a continuation of this storyline. In our Season 7, the Foundation would be freed after an epic battle between IO, the Seven, and the Spire Guardians. We could also see Raz with his knowledge of the Spire being a key asset to the Foundation's freedom. Since becoming a boss located at the Spire in the newest update, he'll either fight to the death to protect his research, or fight to keep the Foundation locked up indefinitely. The Season 7 event would also conclude with the introductions of aliens to Fortnite. Sure, the Xenomorph and Predator are cool, but we want UFOs. Little green men from around the galaxy would be drawn to the 0 point, looking to either destroy it or contain it. So grab your spacesuits and chug jugs, because we've got another Season 7 theme. New theme: Space Race. With the introduction of aliens to the island, it only seems fitting to have our Season 7 be space-themed. Not only will the island change to reflect this new theme, but new emotes and skins in the item shop will let players get decked out to fight on the final frontier. You're probably asking, why Space Race? With the arrival of the interstellar guests, new factions would rise up and fight for control of the 0 point. And while not technically happening in space, all the new tech on the island would still make you starry-eyed. Because as much fun as no gravity sounds, we'd be lying if we said we wouldn't be getting queasy after a few minutes in 0G. Barf bags aside, the new season would also bring some intergalactic changes to the island. Map changes. In our Season 7, the Spire would get destroyed during the release of the Foundation. Afterwards, the 0 point would move back underground and be contained in a bunker at the center of the island. With the introduction of the alien threat, we can expect to see new settlements, spacecrafts, and research bases scattered across the map. Similar to the multiple primal shacks and villages throughout the current island, the aliens would set up their own site-specific bases. These would include secrets and hints that foreshadow the future of the storyline, including different alien skins coming to the game, mythic weapons to be released as the season continues, and other Easter eggs regarding Geno, the sisters, and IO. There could even be exhibits with pink spire crystals in them, with the addition of characters or animals trapped inside. You know, typical creepy sci-fi stuff we love to see in the movies. We'd also see a larger presence of IO on the map, and they'd be more intimidating than ever. IO would now have alien weapons at their disposal, and the NPCs would also be mutated to resemble Bane from Batman. They'd have multiple bunkers scattered across the island with secret locations you can only access by defeating all the NPCs. Let's check out some other ideas for this new season ahead. New Mythic Weapons. With the Fortnite Island becoming a new hotspot for travelers across the galaxy, we can expect to see some new mythic weapons in our arsenal for Battle Royale. Among these would be a floater, which would launch a player into the air and make them float for up to 5 seconds. You could then switch to a different gun to damage their health, or you could just use it to troll them. They would still be able to shoot at you while they float in the air, it would just be tricky for them. Then there would be the introduction of a shrink ray device, which would shrink players down to 1/5 their normal size. Though their hitbox would be smaller, it would take less ammo to kill an opponent, and their ammo would cause less damage to you, since their bullets would be reduced in size. Lastly, we put flashbang grenades in the game. These would not be mythic, but would have dramatic results nonetheless. Even though they were invented by humans, they'd have a special alien green disorienting effect upon explosion, causing your vision to be choppy and hazy green for up to 5 seconds. Next up, another game changer. Orbital Laser bombardments. We've missed the airstrike function since it was vaulted in Season X, and would like to bring something similar to the game. Our idea? Orbital Laser bombardments. And what better time to introduce a new combat mechanic than at the start of a new season? While there is a possibility of it being too overpowered for Battle Royale, Orbital Laser bombardments could be a strategic way to change how Team Rumble is played. How would this work exactly? While it may be similar to Fortnite's airstrikes of the past, the new ability would be used very differently. You would have to get 3 kills in a row without dying, and then you'd unlock the Orbital Laser bombardment. You would point an orbiting laser in the direction in which you'd want a bombardment to incur. Then press strike. Next, a screeching spaceship would fly overhead and shoot a series of lasers where you targeted the airstrike. You'd have to know the location of your enemy in order to guarantee kills, or you could take an educated guess and strike where you think the opponents are headed next. These laser bombardments would also be capable of destroying buildings and structures, so it'd be an efficient way to take out something big that was too problematic. On to another. Wait, is that a bird? A plane? No, not Superman. It must be UFOs. When placing UFOs into the game, they'd have the classic metallic, circular design with ominous glowing lights on the outside. The UFOs would be about the size of a launch pad and would function similar to raptors and wolves. UFOs would be AI-controlled ships that patrol around the map attacking players indiscriminately. They would be slightly more difficult to destroy than raptors. Instead of a hunter's cloak in Season 7, players could craft a radio item that could protect them from UFO attacks. These radio devices would essentially scramble the attack signal of the UFOs. There would also be a function where you could hack into someone else's UFO, thereby flipping the situation to make it attack other players and defend you. A player would do this by dodging its lasers while clicking a hack function, which would quickly show you a sequence of buttons to press or connect with your cursor, and then you would have 3 seconds to duplicate the pattern. If you were successful, the UFO would become loyal. If you failed, the UFO would charge up a death beam and take you out. But enough about UFOs. How about some other critters? New companions. Even though our hypothetical Season 7 would be quite different from Season 6, we think frogs, chickens, wolves, boars, and raptors should stick around. On top of that, we think it'd be necessary for new companions to enter the mix. One robotic animal we'd like to introduce would be the saber-toothed tiger, which would be a robotic equivalent of the saber-toothed tiger. This would be a hybrid between the primal theme of this season and the technological advancements of our Space Race Season 7. You could tame these saber-toothed tigers with both hunter's cloaks and radio devices, but you'd have to act quickly before they sliced you open with their razor-sharp teeth and claws. These cyber tigers would function the same as wolves and raptors. Once tamed, they could do your bidding and attack others. Saber-toothed tigers would drop mechanical parts after dying instead of meat and bones. We'd also introduce the creation of hawk drones, which would be robotic drones designed to look like the infamous birds. Hawk drones would work like UAVs and could reveal the location of enemies across the map. These reconnaissance critters would give you a huge advantage in Battle Royale. Lastly, there'd be new alien NPCs who you could hire to accompany you in battle. Mando may even get jealous. Each NPC would have their own advantages, such as brief invisibility or higher accuracy with certain guns over others. Speaking of lethal aliens, let's check out another Season 7 idea. New factions. In addition to IO and the Seven, a new faction called the Intergalactic Federation would make its presence known on the island. The newly introduced aliens would belong to this organization. The Intergalactic Federation would be integral to containing the Zero Point underground, and this could instantly put them at odds with the Imagined Order. While IO, the Seven, and the Federation would be battling it out, another group, the Resistance, would rise up. This group would be made up from the residents of the island who are tired of the chaos. The Resistance would fight to return the island to some state of normalcy, though all 4 factions fighting at once could unleash immense destruction. These, combined with all the companions, would make Fortnite more insane than it already is, and would lead to a new system within the game. Faction System. With all the different groups fighting for power, we would introduce a faction system for Season 7. Similar to choosing between Ghosts and Shadow skins in Chapter 2 Season 2, players would have to choose a faction to align with. Would you choose the Seven, IO, Galactic Federation, or the Resistance? Each faction would come with its own questlines and exclusive items and skins. You wouldn't be stuck in a faction and would instead be able to switch in between them throughout the season. That being said, your progress would reset each time you switched. And if this new faction system wasn't exactly your cup of tea, then you wouldn't have to worry. You would still have the regular battle pass to progress. Speaking of these new groups, there's one developing character in Fortnite lore that we're obsessed with learning about. Geno's identity. The biggest hypothesis that we've seen so far is that Geno and the sisters are the last 3 members of the Seven. Since the Foundation spared John Jones' life at the mention of meeting Geno and the sisters, it seems as though they're the last 3 members he needs to assemble in order to complete the group of the Seven. We've also heard the hypothesis that Geno is actually a place and not a person. If Jonesy can take the Foundation to Geno, wherever it is, then he can meet the sisters. This idea would still leave one last member of the Seven remaining, and Epic may actually pursue this route since it'd give them more seasons to explore this hypothetical story. One last potential storyline we've thought about is that Geno and the sisters are actually against the Seven, and are instead a part of IO. Dr. Sloan could even be one of the sisters the Foundation mentioned, or could be Geno herself. What do you guys think about all this? What is the truth behind Geno and the sisters? We finally covered all of our additional ideas for Season 7 that will blow your mind. Now, the question is, has your mind in fact been blown? Are you speechless? Or do you want more crazy ideas? As always, thanks for watching, and we'd love it if you could leave us a comment telling us your thoughts. Would you love to summon UFOs and fight alongside an alien NPC who belonged to the Intergalactic Federation? Would you rather join the Resistance and use your Orbital Laser bombardment to take out the Imagined Order once and for all? If you're ready for the chaos, give the video a like and make sure to smash that red subscribe button. As we've said, we're trying to get those numbers up. Feel free to also ring the bell so you never miss out on new content. When spending those precious V-Bucks on all the awesome new skins, use code NewScapePRO in the item shop to support our team. This has been NewScapeGames, your source for Fortnite news, leaks, ideas, and theories. Get ready for Lightspeed. We're headed to Season 7 and beyond.